The medical cure revolution has arrived. These 6 stocks and others like them will change the world we live in and create the medical revolution of the future. Do you own any of these 6 stocks? If you don't, I suggest you buy them this week. This is genome therapy. This is the science that's going to put a needle in my arm and take cancer, heart disease, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and any other genomic disease that may have been passed on to me from my ancestors. You may have heard of this under the name of CRISPR. This same therapy will be available to my grandchildren so that it will take these same diseases out of the Brinkmeyer bloodline and will disappear from Brinkmeyers as well as humanity forever. This is bigger than the digital revolution. This is bigger than the EV revolution. If you missed out on Apple, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, this is your opportunity to invest in the future, and they're on sale this week. Don't miss this investment opportunity of a lifetime.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Brinkmeyer.
Subscribe to my channel and join my tribe and join us on this journey to change the world we live in and make a better life for those who follow us. Well, that was different, wasn't it? People ask me why I do this, why I make a video every day. I really enjoy it. To be honest with you, I'm a retired financial advisor. I've got my degrees over there. I'm a CFP, a CHFC, a CLU. I've got a master's, if not a doctor's degree in financial planning. But to be very honest, I spend more time now researching stocks and understanding the science behind them or the developments that are happening to give me a view in the future than I ever did as a financial advisor. To give you an example, I'm now reading Peter Zahn's latest book, The End of the World is Just the Beginning, Mapping the Collapse of Globalization. It's about a 14-hour book, and I've got about 8 hours in it now. I'm about halfway through it, and I never did that as a financial advisor, and I'll guarantee you, if you've got a financial advisor, go to him and ask him what the last book he read was. And I think you'll be surprised his answer. And I got to thinking about that. As I say, this is about a 14-hour book. I would guess I read 14 hours every month. In fact, I have a subscription to Audible that I get my books first on my phone, and I listen to them. And then if I really think I need it as a research document, I buy the book, much as I did this one and many others. But what I want to share with you at this point is I have believed for quite some time that the science of the future is genome sequencing and genome editing, and that it's going to change the life. And as Walter Isaacson said, he's the author of The Code Breaker, this is bigger than the digital revolution. And when you put it into perspective, it's saving lives. It's not an internet. It's not making books and music and stuff and search available to you. It's about saving lives. It's about, if it had been here before, I might have gotten to know my mother. But no, she died when I was 8 years old. And then my daughter died in 2014 of cancer. So it's had a tremendous effect on my life, and it's honestly, it's why I'm here today, because this is important to me, and I want to play a part. After my daughter died, I said, I want to play a part in the finding a cure for cancer, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I can spread the word, and I can create some fervor about it, and you can learn about it. I'm saying there are 6 stocks right now that I own that I think collectively, they're going to make me a multimillionaire because I see them as the Apples, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Facebooks, the Nvidias of the 80s and 90s. And I see what that science did and how it changed our lives and changed our world and created globalization. Literally, if you go back to it and say, what created China? What created China? It gave it the power in 20 years to become the second largest nation in the world. It's digitalization. It's the fact that we now communicate and that we learn what other people are doing. So we gave up the manufacturing of our goods, our stuff, to China. And their society boomed because they had cheaper labor. Well, that, as I said, is coming to an end. But this science of genome therapy, and what it is CRISPR is a first responder. It's a natural part of our body. And what these people, Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Carpentier and George Church and Frank Zong have done is figured out how to attach something to it and go into our bodies and take the mutations, those mistakes that our ancestors created, drank that water from the creek, your great-great-great-great-grandfather, and put that mutation that gives you a propensity for cancer or Parkinson's or Alzheimer's. Your body was not made that way. It was hatched perfect, and then your heirs or your ancestors gave you these mutations. Well, what our body is made to do is to go to correct them, but they don't have the ability, and antibodies won't do it. So it literally you have to create the ability to go in and cut that mutation out and replace it with a DNA that will basically take cancer out of the Grinkmeyer line, so that cancer will never appear again. As I said in the first part of the video, it'll take it out of my body if I live long enough, and then it will take it out of my granddaughter and possibly her fiance's body, so that her children, they don't have cancer in their future, she probably will, coming from my mother, coming from my daughter, that she probably will, but it will take it out of their bodies so that it doesn't pass on through their bloodline. And thus, you will say, as the first book that put me onto this, Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. We don't have to age and die of diseases and diabetes and things of that nature if we take those diseases, those malfunctions, out of our body, and then you can live forever. So I don't know if forever. If they master making spare parts, yeah, probably. So let's just go through Invate, that's NVTA, to give you an idea. I was at one point down 91% on it. This is back down at a $3 stock. And I don't know that this is going to be the one that really goes big, but it's a $3 stock. I've regained half of my loss. Editus is the one who owns the patents on this CRISPR technology, so you got to own it. I was down 90%. I'm now down somewhere around 69%, and it's coming on strong. There is right now a movement in the markets toward risk, saying, yeah, we're going to go at it. And then then CRISPR, CRSP, that's owned, or the key player in that is Emmanuel Carpentier. She and Jennifer Doudna won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000 for science for their work in CRISPR. As I said, Emmanuel owns CRISPR. And then you have Beam. Beam is they have a different science for going in and making the change. They claim they can go in deeper and because they have a smaller cassette, and this is really crazy, but so they can get to more diseases or more mutations that some of the others. At least that's what they claim. Intella is one that I'm actually up on, and Intella is kind of a leader. They went through a stage 2 trial and had some tremendous success in curing some liver diseases of about 6 people, and they're ahead in that field, but it's not as big of a opportunity, a disease, as some of these others who are going after cancer. And one of those is Caribou, and that is the company that Jennifer Doudna is a part of. These are the key players in this field by person, and the companies that they're part of. But these are the 6 companies that I believe right now that I own, and I continue to read about it. I continue to learn about it. And if that's really what this channel is all about me learning. I have a passion for learning, and that's because I was a dummy in school. I'm dyslexic. I have difficulty reading. Even when I read these books, when I get them, I put the earbuds in my ears and I listen to them and listen to them read it to me so that I see the words and hear the words at the same time, and my comprehension goes up somewhere around 100%. But that's how I do it. That's what I do. When I'm not talking to you on here, I'm probably out on my running trail where I run and walk somewhere in around 45 minutes every day if I can. I make sure I do it at least 5 days a week, and I'm listening to a book. And I'm learning. I don't spend a lot of time watching the stock market. Oh, it's on my screen right now. But I've made the decisions of what I want to own. I'm not really worried about what they're doing today because I know where this is going. Much as if I had been as astute as I am now, in 1988, I would have been reading about the internet. I would have consumed everything I could about this thing they call the World Wide Web and what people think it's going to do in the future. That's what I should have been doing in the 80s. But I didn't know at that time. I didn't understand that the stock market is driven by events and it's driven by change. A very smart man said to me one time, the key in making money in the stock market is not investing in what everybody else is investing in. No, it's about finding undervalued assets, and Invate is a $3 asset. $3. I tried to buy it just at $3.02. It's an undervalued asset because you don't know a damn thing about it, and neither does Jamie Dimon. And neither does Ray Dalio. They don't know anything about these because they're all wrapped up in what is the market going to do this week, because that's how they get paid. Someone said, it told me at a very young age, if you don't understand why somebody does what they do, follow the money. And if you don't find the answer there, follow the power. And if you don't find the answer there, look into their sex life. It's one of those 3 things that makes the world move. Well, I'm in the world now at the point I am where I want to know what's going to happen in 5 years. And what are the undervalued assets that I can invest in? So that's what this video was about. It was a lot of fun. I hope I didn't offend anybody. It isn't often that you see a 77-year-old man stand naked on a video on YouTube. But I thought I needed to make an impression. I needed to let you know what this channel's about. I want to reach some younger people, to be very honest with you. I believe that I can change lives. If I can get a 25 to 35-year-old to buy into what I'm telling them, and they have the time. They have 30, 40 years, 50 years on their side, and they will be buying the Amazons, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Apples of the late 80s. And that's where we are today. We're at the door. And I have, again, through my reading, I consume, I seek knowledge. And that's what I want to do, is I want to share it with you so that you have the benefit. And so that maybe when I lay down my last time, I can say to myself, well, Carrie, you made a difference. And that's what I'm here for. I just want to make a difference in your life, in my family's lives, in everybody that I touch. That's what I want to do. So if you want to be a part of that, you know what you need to do. You need to subscribe. You need to leave a comment and say, all right, Carrie, appreciate it. Thank you very much. What do you got next? Talk to you again tomorrow. I believe as you gain knowledge, you gain power. This is one of the most important books I've read in my lifetime. The End of the World is Just the Beginning, and it's by Peter Zion. I felt it was so important that I have sought out and found through Audible, you can get a free copy of this book if you'll take their 30-day trial, or if you'll sign up for their program, which I highly recommend because it will force you to read a book every month. This is my gift to you. If you're not a member already, become a member and get your free copy. The End of the World is Just the Beginning by Peter Zion. Again, the link is in the description.